Good morning, children. Now let's move on to the next topic on singular and not topic exactly. We are still on with singular and plural. All right. Now we were doing the rules, how to change from singular to plural. Now rule number 1, I have already done it earlier. Now today we are going to move on to rule number 2. All right. Now let's see what rule number 2 has to say. Now in rule number 2 says, if a word ends with F or FE, if the word ends with F or FE, this F and FE changes, this F changes into VES or FE changes into VES to form plural. Alright. For example, singular and plural. Okay. Now I am going to give you a name that ends with, can you tell me what any word that ends with F? You find it in the garden, it's green in color. One thing, below it can be below the flower. Can you guess what it is? It is a leaf. You know leaf? It looks like this, a leaf. Yes. So this word leaf ends with F. Now see, this ends with F. Now I told you any word that ends with F, F changes into VES to make it plural. So one leaf, many leaves, L-E-A. L-E-A, you write the same word, all the letters you write L-E-A, but in place of F, F changes into VES. So F changes into VES. So one leaf, many leaves. Alright, rule number 2 says F changes into VES to form plural. Now another word that ends with FE. Can you guess another word that ends with FE? Your mother uses it in the kitchen for cutting. When you have a birthday cake, after blowing the candle, what do? What do you do with the cake? Do you eat, gobble up whole cake? No, what do? You slice it, isn't it? So to slice it, to cut the vegetables, what do you use? You use a knife. You use a knife. So look at this knife. This knife ends with FE. FE. So how do we change it into plural? One knife, many knives. So to change one knife into knives, to change it into plural, what do? K-N-I. K-N-I, and in place of F-E, we write V-E-S, knives. So one knife, many knives. Alright, so this is how we change from singular to plural with words that end with F and FE. So F and FE changes into VES. This is rule number 2. Alright, now let's start with rule number 3. The rule number 3 says, alright, if a word ends with Y, and before Y you have a vowel. You have a vowel before Y. You know what are vowels? A, E, I, O, U. These are called vowels. So before Y, if the word ends with Y, and before Y you have a vowel. It can be A, it can be E, it can be I, it can be O, and it can be U. Then how do you make it into plural? By just adding S. You just add S to the same spelling and it becomes plural. Like for example, singular and plural. Alright? Give me one word that ends with U. Can you guess one word that ends with Y? You have girls, and who else do study in a school? Do you have only girls' school in this? Is your school only girls' school? No, it's not only girls' school. It also belongs to boys. So it is a boys' school. So one word that ends with Y, the word that ends with Y, B-O-Y, boy. So the last letter is Y, but before Y, which letter is there? Which letter is there before Y? O. And O is a vowel. Alright, so when the word ends with Y and before Y there is a vowel, how do you make it into plural? By adding S. So one boy, many, B-O-Y, same spelling B-O-Y, just add S and it becomes plural. Alright? Yes. Let me give you another word. You use this to open the lock. Can you guess that word? It ends with Y. Okay, one word. I'm giving you a clue. Y, it ends with Y, and you use this to open the lock. Can you guess what it is? It's a key, right? K-E-Y, key. Now see here, the last letter is Y. It's ending with Y. But before Y, see which letter is there. Which letter is there? E. And E is a vowel. So how do you change it into plural? By just adding S. So we write one key, many, K-E-Y, and just add S. Just add S and it becomes plural. Okay? So this is rule number 3. With word that ends with Y, but before Y there is a vowel, you just add S to make it plural. Alright? But what happens if the word ends with Y? Okay? If the word ends with Y, but before Y there is a consonant. You know what are consonants? You know what are consonants? Now from A to Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H till Z, take out all the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Take it out and whatever is left, they are called consonants. For example, A is a vowel, so B is a consonant. C is a consonant. D is a consonant. E is a vowel, take it out. So after E what comes? F is a consonant. F, then G and so on. Alright, so these are consonants. Did you understand, children? So, if the word ends with Y, and before Y there is a consonant, then what happens? The Y changes into I-E-S. Y changes into I. Actually, it changes into I. Y changes into I, and we add E-S. Y changes into I and we add ES. Or you can also say Y changes into IES. Alright? So give me one word that ends with Y. But before Y there has to be a consonant. Can you say that word? Country. T-R-Y, country. So the last letter is Y. Okay? But before Y, look at the letter, what is there? What is there? R. What is there before Y? There is an R. There is R here. And R is a consonant. It's not a vowel. So what happens? Y changes into IES. So one country, many countries. So C-O-U-N. T-R. C-O-U-N-T-R. T-R, still R you write the spelling, and this Y changes into I and ES. So one country, many countries. Alright? Another word. Okay, what do we call your mother or me? Grown up women. What are we called? We are also called? We are lady. I am a lady. Yes, your mother is a lady. Your teacher is a lady. I am a lady. So, the last letter Y. It's ending with Y. But before Y, see which letter is there? D is there, isn't it? And D is a consonant. And so when the word ends with Y and before Y there is a consonant, then what happens? Y changes into IES. So, L-A-D L-A-D, and then Y, you don't write Y. In place of Y, you write I and E-S. So one lady, many ladies. Did you understand, children? So this is rule number 3, which tells you if the word ends with Y, before Y there's a consonant, Y changes into I-E-S to form plural. Did you understand, children? So that is it. Now the other rule, rule number 4. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you one thing. I'm so sorry. I told you if the word ends with F, then F changes into V-E-S, like fish, fishes, knife, knives. But one word is there, exception words, like in O also there was an exception word in the previous video, O, yes, like photo. One photo, many photos. Alright, you don't add ES, we just add S. Same thing here, roof. You know the roof of a house? When you have a house, this is a roof. Yes, this is the roof. So this roof, okay? The word is ending in F, but F does not change into VES. Here in this exception word, you just add F. So one roof, many, R-O-O-F-S. F here in this word roof, it does not change into VES. You just add S. Alright, this is an exception word. Alright, okay, that I forgot to tell you. So rule number 4. The rule number 4 tells you some words they change completely, and some words they remain the same. Alright, for example, singular, plural, okay, and again singular and plural. Okay. Okay, some words, like for example, you have to learn the spelling. It changes completely. For example, one man. One man, many men. Sorry. One man, many men. So A changes into E. One woman. One woman, this A changes into E. One woman, many women. What do you call it? W-O-M-E-N. Just like man, man changed into men. Same thing, one woman changed into one women. Man and men. Man and men. Man, men, man, men. Woman, one woman, many women. Alright. Now, look at here. What do you eat with? You eat with your teeth. But look here. What is it called? One is called tooth. If you have one, it's called tooth. And if you have many like this, it's called teeth. Okay? 1 foot like this. Where you put your shoes there. One. If you have only one, you put shoes on one, then it's called a foot. And if you put shoes on both, then you call it feet. 1 foot, many feet. 1 tooth, many teeth. Then one mouse. One mouse, you know mouse, Musa, Tom and Jerry must have seen. So one mouse, many mice. One mouse, many mice. One goose. G-O-O-S. Have you seen a goose? It looks like somewhat like a duck. One goose, many geese. Many geese. O changes into E. One ox. O-X. One ox, many O-X-E-N. No oxes. It's not oxes, it's oxen. O-X-E-N. Ox. One ox, one many oxen. Then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One child. One child. One child. If you have one student in your class, it's called a child. And many, it's called children. Some children, some of you say children's. It's not children's, okay? It's wrong. Children is already in plural form, okay? But there are some words like this. Some words like this which do not change, like deer. One deer, many deer. One sheep, many sheep. One deer, many deer. One sheep, many sheep. One fish, many fish. You can say fish or you can also say fishes. One fish, many fishes also right. Fish is also right. Okay. So this is it. And now one more thing. Is you use for singular? Are you use for plural? Was you use for singular? Were. This you will be using when you're doing sentences. Was and were. Has is for singular and have is for plural. Alright? So is changes into are, was changes into were, has changes into have for singular and plural. Okay children? So these are the rules for singular and plural. So have a nice day.